Use the Force, Luke.
Live long and prosper.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer, what a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, old Kermit the Frog.
Your ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls of all ages, to episode 235 of A Play on Nerds. As always, I'm Steve. This other guy is
Jarman.
And we are here to talk about a terrible thing.
As usual.
I feel like we've just had a row of bummers right in a row with sort of these movies.
We did it to ourselves.
And it's no different now, folks. So get ready, because later on, in honor of the much anticipated Predator Badlands, which I have plans to go see on Sunday.
Oh, wow. Good
Very
for you.
exciting. We are going to watch another thrilling film. Predator versus Prey. Alien entities invading places on Earth and struggling to survive. Of course, we are talking about Alien vs. Hunter.
The Asylum, what do they call it? Mockbuster knockoff of Alien vs. Predator.
That's right, folks. The movie that your parents accidentally brought home because it released 2 weeks before Alien vs. Predator on DVD.
I got you that new movie that's coming out from Blockbuster. How did you get it from Blockbuster? It's not even out in theaters yet. Oh, that's weird. I don't know. Oh, because it's not the movie at all.
It's Alien vs. Hunter. It's the one you want. It was right next to Transmorphers.
And folks, if you want to pause here, the whole movie is available. It's on YouTube. You can watch it right now.
And all the movies we just talked about are absolutely real. All of them
yes.
made by this one group. I looked up the producer, who is also the writer for this movie.
Oh God.
He is like famous for producing movies in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And has like 362 producer credits on his IMDb page. That is how fast he pumps this stuff out.
We have some I have some trivia facts for the company that makes these movies later on in the show, so stay tuned for that.
Oh man. But before that, and that just awful thing we're bringing to you, Jarman, what have you been up to since last time we talked?
Well, since this last weekend, I had my baby shower, which was great. Had family and friends coming over to the house, and I mean, this feels so wrong to accept this many like gifts from people, but man, am I thankful, because it's really hard to get everything you need for your first baby, because you don't really have anything. And for some reason, this tiny little creature requires so much crap for its crap. Basically, the diapers and the changing stations and the bottles and all that, just everything you don't think about. And
you want to know? I'll tell you a secret.
Mm-hmm.
1/3 of it, never going to use.
Yeah.
And 1/3 of it, you will use 1 to 2 times in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's a big thing too, is that a lot of things you kind of absolutely need, but then you only need it for like a week or two and you'll never use it again.
Very short amount of time.
But like you have to get it, but then it's like you don't need it anymore. And a lot of things are destroyed by a baby because of poop and throw up. And so you can't like sell them or get rid of them afterwards. You have to throw them away. So it's very wasteful.
Yeah.
But we did try to do some research with both talking to you and other parents that are friends of ours, and just online of things that are really not necessary, that people are saying, oh, you have to have this, but then you really don't have to get it. So we're thankful.
Good stroller, good diaper bag, and you're already halfway there.
Yeah, and I got the advice from you, I think, which about don't buy a diaper bag in quotations. Just get a good backpack.
A good backpack.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to do that. So that's exciting.
Lots of pockets and shit. Oh my God.
The last thing that we need is a good chair for feeding. We don't have like a nursing chair, but we could just get a recliner of some sort that we could then use after the baby.
Oh, for Jolie, I was like, the baby's not going to be sitting up in a chair for a while.
Just a little baby-sized recliner. But yeah, I was always wondering, why do you need a nursing chair in particular? And I do get that they have higher armrests so that you can kind of rest your elbows in an upper position.
That's the thing, is that Jolie's arm is going to be so sore from holding this kid that anything to keep it up. They even make like nursing pillows where you can basically sit in any chair and have it wrap. But really, it's so that you don't have to hold your own elbow up.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
And she's arguing she wants to just get a more comfy chair because a lot of the nursing chairs don't have the most comfy armrests, but they're high for that reason. But she does have the pillow. So we're saying maybe we don't need to have the high armrest if she has the pillow. But I'm trying to get her to convince her to get the ones with the high armrest just so she'll be, comfy. But that's our last thing.
You aren't going to have to use it. You aren't going to have to worry about it too much, at least at first, because for the first month or 6 weeks, the baby's still very small.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't take too much strain. It's when the 6 to 12 week hit, where it literally will double in size in 6 weeks. That's when shit gets real.
Like my arms are dying.
Yes, that is correct.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, that's what's been my past week is anxiety over those kind of things.
Good. Well, and we have your virtual baby shower coming up.
That's
right.
That's
exciting too.
Over the Thanksgiving week, basically. So that'll be exciting.
Will I be getting like details about a virtual room or something?
Yeah, I think her sister is in charge of that, and there's gonna be some kind of activities during the virtual shower. She's done one before, cool. So so it'll be interesting. I'm not sure what her sister's got up her sleeve, but it's gonna be fun.
All right, I'll keep an eye open for that.
Well, I appreciate it. All right. What have you been up to, Steve?
Well, since last time we talked, we were getting ready to throw a Halloween party. We threw a Halloween party. It was a real good time. We had 1.21 children in our upstairs and 19 adults downstairs.
21 children in the house?
21 children upstairs. Not even in the house, upstairs.
Jeez Louise.
Mind you, we made some not say parent friends, but I think people are going to come again because when we do parties, we have this rule where it's like we set up a kids party upstairs.
Nice.
That's the kids' rooms are open. We put snacks up there. We put drinks up there. There's a bathroom up there. There's no reason children should be coming downstairs. And so the parents that we invited loved this. And clearly no one else has thought of or done this before because they were like, so wait, we can just drink and hang out? I was like, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yes.
I'm going to hang out up there. We get to hang out here. Now who's playing beer pong? We had a really good time, good turnout. And then I had a nice long 3-day weekend where we got a few things done around the house. And what else did we do, Anna?
Where am I? What's happening?
Parent-teacher conference on Monday where we met with our kids' teachers. Joyce got high honor roll. She's killing it.
Nice.
And Dilly's kicking butt in most areas, which is really awesome.
That's great.
But yeah, via his IEP, they don't think they're going to have to like pull him out of class a whole lot.
That's cool.
And so yeah, the goal is to keep him in regular class as much as possible.
What is he in preschool now?
No, he's at kindergarten.
He's already in kindergarten? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Dilly's 5, dude.
Oh, my God. I'm so behind. I'm literally the last of our friend group to have a child.
Yeah, man. I don't think any of us were betting on that.
Now, my dad was 46 when he had me, so he was an old dad. I'm turning 40 this next year, so I'm 39, just squeaking through at a 30-something dad. So I'm thankful I'm not a 40-year-old dad, but very close to one.
Yeah, man. Just under the wire, huh?
Just under the wire. And my wife is younger, so she's 2 years younger. I'm happy about that.
And you're 60 and she's 58. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. That's going to be a good age. Yeah.
That's right.
More beer pong.
That's right. And your kid will be like 21.
Yeah,
and they'll be playing with us, by the way. Exactly. But otherwise, relaxing weekend aside from a huge party that we threw and clean up and aftermath.
Always
a good time.
That's what we were dealing with too at the baby shower because it was here at the house and just
brutal.
They got a little Greek for the catering for the party because it was a co-ed thing. A lot of people came over, friends and family, and they got way too much food. And so I just today had to throw away a tray and a half of Greek salad. Those just all went bad. And I had given a tray away to somebody, a whole full tray that wasn't even open of Greek salad to somebody at the party. I'm like, take this home with you. And we had 2 things of tzatziki sauce just sitting there. Like, it's just all going to go to waste. I feel bad. I'm like scrounging down food as fast as I possibly can. But
I'm just eating bowl after bowl of tzatziki sauce.
Pretty much. We're putting tzatziki on everything we make.
My
It's
poops
ridiculous.
are not going to be right for a week.
Just have white poops for 2 weeks.
They got little chunkies and dill and shit in them.
Oh, man.
Tzatziki.
And we got falafel balls like in 4 different containers in there too. It's just like, what am
Oh
I gonna
man,
with
I
all
do
this
love
stuff?
I do love a good falafel ball.
Me too.
When it's done
great.
right. Falafel's real good.
But I don't want to see Mediterranean food for like several months.
Well, just wait until all Jolie wants is olives.
No, she
At
hates
some
olives,
point it'll
thankfully, because I hate olives too. So
Pregnancy changes everything, man.
she
It can
hasn't had
totally
any weird
flip.
cravings this whole time. It's strange. I don't know.
Those come for Anna. They came late.
All right. Well, they got a few weeks left.
Like last 4 weeks.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Not quite there yet.
Finish line. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
All right, but I think that takes us to some nerdy news.
It's time for Nerdy News.
All right. So last week, I graced Steve with some nerdy news that finally wasn't paranormal or UFO related.
It wasn't UFO crap. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm going back to it.
Back to your roots.
So I'm calling this one UFO Celestial Snapshots. So this is actually kind of interesting, and it's just a mystery. We don't understand it. It could be UFOs, could be something, but it's kind of complicated in that this recent research was done on these plates. They're basically these photographic plates from back in the 50s that were taken right before our first satellite from Earth was ever launched, which was Sputnik. Sputnik. And these photographic plates were basically long-term exposures of the night sky so that astrophysicists back then could get an idea of what the stars looked like and their patterns. And so no one's really now modernly gone back and looked at these plates with our more modern knowledge of the night sky and our celestial bodies that are above us. And the strange thing they found in these plates throughout a couple of different studies now is that there are a lot of celestial objects that were up there that resemble what would be nowadays satellites. And there are not any known stars that we have in our solar system or galaxy that we should be able to see from the night sky with those plates. So they're doing more tests and studies on this because they don't know what these things are. And people are thinking it was people monitoring us, our airspace. It could be UFOs who are watching us, and then they go away once we now have our own satellites and our own spacecraft. They're not going to be that close, so we don't see them. But that's kind of the idea, is that they're saying we don't know what these strange celestial bodies that look like they would be satellites, and we had no satellites yet in the sky. So it's fascinating, but more to come on that, I'm sure, in the future. There's been articles about it in a few different places. So keep an eye on that, folks. What do you think, Steve?
So I don't know. Have you ever seen a really old photograph? Like there's spots and white spots and dark spots.
I think they know what the spots are because these are scientists here. They're not just saying, "Oh, well, it could be anything." They're looking at it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is like the fact that it starts with like, well, it's this really old photograph they totally forgot about, and I'm like, okay, got it. So it's in bad condition. All right.
They didn't say it was in bad condition. These are photographic plates that were scientifically attuned to take pictures of the night sky back in the 50s.
Yes, and we still drilled holes in people's head back then, too.
Hey, I still say that works.
It would have worked if you hadn't stopped me.
Have you asked somebody with a lobotomy if they're okay? They probably are.
They probably just nod.
They're fine, see? If the witch lady drowns, she was innocent, you know?
I don't know. For something with that long exposure, it wouldn't take much of an event to contaminate the film, whether that's a weird reflection off something, whether that's a firefly, whether that's because they're long exposure, it really opens it up to there could be a lot of things that happen.
It's possible.
In that
That's what
exposure
further testing
period.
needs to be done for sure.
Right. So that's the reason it makes me go, well, yeah, but if it was really long exposure, like what they had to do, of course there could be weird things.
Now, I don't remember if it was really long exposure or if they were just a flash into these plates. I need to actually look more into that. But
it was Maybe.
Yeah, it says
because it would have been like a pinhole camera sort of exposure where they're just sitting and trapping light.
Yeah. Use digitized photographic plates from the Palomar Observatory and identified over 106,000 transients, brief flashes of light without immediate explanation. So I don't know. It's interesting. Who knows what they could be? Could be a mistake, could be fireflies, could be strange celestial bodies that were watching us from space. Our guardians.
Wave plates. I've never even heard the phrase wave plates before.
Wave plate? Is that what they said there?
Yeah, I'm looking up like the like material and modern astronomical observatory standards, and I'm now in a Google rabbit hole is where I am right now.
Of course. That's what I wanted.
The National Geographic Society Palomar Observatory Sky Survey.
Yeah. And these transient objects were 45% more likely to show up within 1 day of an atomic test. There's also an increase in UFO reports during those nuclear tests.
Well, then in that case, it was definitely government stuff then. So even that's a better explanation.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've maintained for a long time that it's way easier for the government to let nuts believe that UFOs exist than to have to say anything about anything they've ever done.
Oh, they definitely have done that before. So it kind of poisons the well for everything else, unfortunately.
Yes, without a doubt. And if it wasn't our government, it was someone else's government, just realistically.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we've been trying to avoid it, but I guess we can't push it off any longer. We should get to the main segment.
I mean, we could, but we should just do it. Rip the Band-Aid.
What are you saying? That I made this whole thing up?
What I'm saying is, you called me. You called me. I was sleeping. You woke me up to tell me about creatures falling from the sky that's gobbling up our town. Lee, you need to hear this. What you need to do is get out of this town. Go out into the world and see things that other people haven't seen.
Mercy, Jesus. Mercy! Jesus!
All right. Alien versus Hunter. This was really painful to write, guys. I just need you to know that. We open on stock footage, flyover shots, a lot of them. There's a middle-aged man running. And I wrote, a more thrilling opening has never been devised. He runs while opening credits roll. Okay. Behind him, a huge pillar of smoke crashes through the earth, but he doesn't know because he's got his headphones on. A trail of smoke fills the air. He keeps running for just an inordinate amount of time while the entire opening credits occur. It's just incredible. He's running in the middle of the road. And then a police car with no lights that we only know is a police car because they played a siren sound effect. Pulls up. The guy running is a reporter, and he missed the thing that just crashed from the sky, and the deputy tells him about it. The deputy says, hey, come with me. You can have donuts in exchange for checking this thing out. We cut back to even more stock footage of flyovers and landscapes because guess what? The opening credits aren't done yet. There are more opening credits. The police reporter and police officer arrive at an RV out in the middle of nowhere. Based on the flyovers and stock footage, it is led to believe that they traveled miles and miles and miles and miles.
50 miles.
But he just finishes his donut when they arrive. So he really savored the shit out of that donut.
I didn't think about that.
Somehow they don't notice that behind the RV is a huge pillar of smoke and the flaming wreckage of the thing that fell to earth. Oh, yeah. And even though they're in the car for what was, literally miles and miles and miles and hours, the guy running is still covered in sweat for some reason. Something emerges from the crash site and kills the police officer, and the reporter makes a run for it. We get our first look at the alien, and it kind of looks like the alien from Alien, but pale and also kind of like it's wearing a bicycle helmet.
Over its face.
Yes, it's wearing a bicycle helmet wrong. Out of nowhere, a panicking woman runs up to the window looking for her mother. The reporter tries to call her down, and they immediately go to the reporter's office. The grieving woman stops what she's doing and digs through the trash of the bathroom and finds a rejection letter from a publishing house for the reporter for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know why she looked at his trash.
She gets real mad and accuses him of chasing a story, and all she wants to do is find her mom. They leave. They finally make contact with the outside world, and his only instruction is to bring guns. Do you have guns? Bring guns. Suddenly a driver comes by, but it's attacked by the spider alien baby. Is what I wrote. That we finally see the whole thing of. It's real bad, guys. They escape and convene with a bunch of newspaper staff that show up.
They're just miraculously there out of nowhere.
People just show up out of nowhere repeatedly. Then I said, this is followed by some of the worst filmed acting of all time. There's a really rigid scene between the reporter and a woman who's like, I know about your publishing failures. I can't believe you would make this. It's so bad, guys. It's so bad. They decide to go looking for their friend Garrison and find him thrown from his car on the side of the road, but the alien is there stalking them. Ooh. The reporter coworker decides that this is the time to bring up his failed publishing attempts and really rub salt in his wound while they're in this dire situation. She then accuses Lee, the reporter, of having made the entire thing up, despite there being multiple eyewitnesses. But then she gets pulled up into the tree by the alien, and she's gone. She's dead and gone, guys. Everyone scatters on the run from the alien. They clearly had no fill for these actors. Everyone just wanders around aimlessly, vaguely hiding around trees. And looking around. There's like a 4-minute scene of people vaguely hiding around trees.
And it's so confusing as to where they are, when, and what's...
And then they reconvene. Like, we don't know where they all went or why they didn't just stay together.
Ow, my stomach hurts.
But, oh no, there's another entity. The hunter is there. He has active camouflage and can see in infrared. Coincidence.
Sound familiar?
He is also wearing a large salad bowl on his head. He stalks the spider alien baby thing. Back at the newspaper. The survivors plot their escape. They decide to head underground to get to Valentine's, a character who we don't know why we care about them. But the alien is there, and Javier gets separated and attacked by the alien.
If you're wondering who Javier is, so are we.
He was one of the people vaguely hiding around a tree minutes ago. The remainder of the group comes out of the sewers, presumably. They are threatened by a figure on a roof nearby who blinds them with a paint scraper.
For some reason.
It was so dumb. I literally wrote, I can't believe I just wrote that sentence. He shoots at them and then invites them inside. But the hunter's hot on their tracks. And then I wrote, oh my God, how are we only 30 minutes into this movie? The survivors try desperately to contact the outside world, and one of them even goes outside to face the hunter. But then the alien attacks the hunter. The hunter prevails and continues to hunt his human prey who hide from him. But the alien's back again. Man, what a cat and mouse. The survivors wander from place to place for a few more minutes, is what I wrote.
Yep, pretty much.
reporter guy and survivalist hunter guy head out and then run into some other random military guys who we are introduced to in that moment. And we get the vague sense that one of them might be an old friend, I guess. Meanwhile, the other survivors make their way through the underground tunnels, but the alien followed them. Again, nothing happens for a very long period of time, with one group wandering through sewers and the other group wandering through trees. The alien is stalking the group underground, and still nothing happens. Oh my God, it just nothing occurs. And then the alien gets one of them. And then this line is said, because I was like, when? They're not in the sewers. Where are they? One of the actresses says, guys, we're on their ship, and that totally sucks. To which I commented, and so does the ADR through this entire movie.
Yes. And somehow they're in the sewers and magically appear on their ship, and they don't explain how that works at all.
The militia guys go to hunt the hunter, but he kills one. And of course, the other one does the logical choice of grabbing a bazooka and shooting it at him. Inside the ship, they find one of the alien specimens dead, and they decide that they need to rip off the creature's hide to make a shield.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Out other places, the militia lays a trap for the alien or the hunter, I guess. One of them gets plucked up off the ground like a hunter and dragged into the air. The militia fires at the hunter without effect, and the alien is also there somehow. It got really hard to tell who was fighting who through this section.
Yes.
One of the militia guys is killed while the survivors in the ship wander around some more. They finally escape, and they have an alien weapon, so that's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
They decide to use the alien to lure in the hunter and end this once and for all, because they said the hunter will not stop until the alien is dead. The last military guy is killed, the one we're supposed to care about, who just got introduced, I guess. Both alien and hunter zero in on their prey. The alien, the reporter, Lee, shoots the alien with the blaster, blowing it up, but the hunter is relentless until he disappears without any resolve or further incident.
Or explanation.
They kill the alien, and there's this really intense music, and then he's like, yeah, we did it, and the music just cuts out. Like, it was the strangest, most anticlimactic moment. Back on the hunter's ship, the hunter winds down, grabs a cigarette, and calls some buddies to have a brew. And the big reveal is he's just a guy.
Apparently human looking, but he's talking to some guy from another planet, but he's a human, I guess.
And I said, the end, I guess, was my last line here. So I knew this movie existed.
I did too, I think.
Because I worked at Blockbuster at sort of the height of these guys.
Oh, wow.
Now, mind you, maybe not the height, because that's really Sharknado, which is really what took them to a different level. So pre-height of these guys. And so I knew this existed. I knew Transmorphers existed. I feel like there might be a sequel to this, too, for that matter.
Oh, wow. Maybe.
So I knew it existed. But I didn't know how bad it was going to be, guys. It was really, really, really bad. Okay, so things I liked. The alien costume and practical wasn't too bad. It was only when they pulled out to the full CGI spider thing that it got really bad.
That's why for most of the shots of the alien, I first thought that was going to be the hunter of the title, because he kind of looks like the face of Predator. But then they pull away. That's when they have to bring in the CGI with the legs. So they barely ever pulled away for the legs. Usually you see it from the waist up. But then the hunter comes in wearing his Toad costume for Mario, and I was like, what is going on? It was this mushroom head, strange colander thing.
With like a big circle thing right in the middle of its face. What the hell is this?
But I agree. Those two costumes, even though the choices were strange on the costumes. The quality looked good on those costumes for a low budget movie.
That is where most of their money went.
I think
clearly
so.
These costumes.
And the really bad
and
CGI.
the four shots where the spider thing had to move around. That is literally the only thing I put in things I liked.
I put also that it doesn't seem to take itself too seriously. It knows what it is. They're still trying and making a serious attempt at something, but they're not really trying to make, cinema gold here. I'd say the other good thing I'd say about it is I, for some reason, love terrible movies, especially when they're this bad, and they're meant to be, they try to make an effort to make something good for the limited budget they have. I think it was delightfully bad. It was so bad. And there's William Catt was the guy who played our old middle-aged doughy white guy as the lead role.
He's the only actor who has had any semi-sincere career.
He was one of the jocks in the original Carrie from 1978, I believe. He was in The Man from Earth, which I really liked that movie. It was a play first, but he was in that as well.
That might be where I know him from.
That's where I knew him from, as Man from Earth. He's not a great actor, but you might recognize him a little bit.
Yeah, he had his heyday in like the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so some things I struggled with.
What could you have struggled with?
I wrote everything else. So the things that were just painful to me to watch over and over and over again. All of the shots were too tight. Like every shot cut someone's forehead off, cut them off here, or had their chin cut off and you could see above them, or like cut them at the shoulders way too narrow. Like every shot was too goddamn close.
It's weird. It's like basic filmmaking 101.
It was right. It was one of the things where I was like, even if you were copying another movie, you would have gotten this right.
Yeah. It's like somebody who hadn't used a camera before.
But it was just too tight. Everything was too close. They kept talking about characters that weren't on screen yet, and expecting us to, one, knew who they were when we found them, and two, know why they were important.
Oh, yeah.
By the time they hit the screen, only to have them die literal minutes later.
Especially the first
scene. And they just kept showing up.
The first scene in the newspaper, I wrote down that they said character names so many times that it was so unnatural. They kept saying, "Where's Lee? What about Garrison? I talked about Garrison's wife. Where's Shonda? Where's your mom?" And all these names, like, who
Where's
are
my
these
mother?
people?
I got Mariah's kid with me. I was like, what?
Have you tried calling Sandy? What about Jim? And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Stop saying names.
Did we ever find out what happened to her mom?
Apparently that little scene where they wipe down some dirt out of nowhere, and there's like a strange bloody looking substance, and they're like, "Oh, it's my mom." Must be her mom buried under rubble or something. But it didn't. Even I slowed it down. You can't tell what it is. Just like a bloody kind of pink thing under some dirt. It made no sense. But yeah, you're right. They just kept saying names of people, and I'm like, who are the people they're talking about? Like, let's get to know these characters first before you're just saying a billion names over and over again.
At all. And then we got to go find this guy. Oh, we found him on the ground. Oh, now we have to make it to this other guy's house. Oh, he's a crazy military nut. Oh, now we got to go out. Oh, here's some more just random military guys. And one of them's our friend. Dead. I was like, what is happening in this movie?
And they introduced those military guys like 2/3 of the way through. I'm like, are these new characters? I don't need to meet new characters now this time in the movie.
And one of them is bro-y with the other ones.
Yeah, he's drinking a beer and but the writing I wrote down sounded like it was written by AI before AI could write things. It's like a human wasn't writing the dialogue. No one said anything that would be said naturally in any situation. And they performed those lines even stranger with weird emphasis on strange syllables. And it's like, are they native English speakers? Like, what is happening in this movie?
Some of the actors they cast, I'm like, I know this was cheap. But if you made this anywhere in the LA area, you literally had
your pick.
Thousands of actors who will work for a fresh pair of socks.
Yes.
They exist.
Oh my God.
It didn't have to be this bad, and it was awful. It was awful. The woman who played, the editor, I think her name was Darcy.
Yeah.
Was so bad. Her confrontation with him about I know about Random House and Penguin Publishing. I know you got denied. I think you made it up. And I was like, what is occurring right now?
Is she someone's cousin that just wanted a part in the movie? What is... Her lines were delivered like a robot. Yeah, it was real bad.
When she died, that might have been the best part of the film.
The editing was terrible. They kept cutting away. It's did they not have a better take than that? Where she kisses him on the forehead awkwardly, and that one scene before she says goodbye to him, and he goes after she.
My absolute favorite, my favorite cutaway that they used over and over again was something they tried to copy and just failed at, which was the alien point of view.
Oh yeah.
They put through that weird green spectrum thing, kind of like a green kaleidoscope. But the issue is that in Alien, it's coming from angles or looking through a vent or a point of view that they can't have. This was literally for them not to see it, it had to have been literally right in front of them.
Yeah.
For all of these shots.
And
there's no way we can suspend disbelief that they didn't see the alien right there.
Right in front of them. And when they did the hunter vision, he was standing in front of them, not when he wasn't camouflaged. He's not camouflaged at all and just staring at them. And they're staring at him. And then it cuts to his point of view and they're looking to his right or to his left. It's but he's standing right in front of you and you're staring at him. And then you cut to his point of view and they're looking to the right of him. I'm what is happening? Who shot this? Edited this? I know it's done fast, but some things they had to have done on purpose wrong, which I don't understand.
I said, even if they copied another movie, they would have gotten it right.
Yeah.
This movie is real bad, guys. It's real bad. Just if you love bad movies, you are going to love this movie.
I liked it.
Top of the heap.
I'd love a riff
like
tracks
bad
of this.
movies too. I love kitschy movies. This is different. This is we are really plumbing the depths here, I think is what I'm saying.
So some trivia for this film. The film was released on December 18th, 2007. To capitalize on Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, actually the second film. It wasn't the first Alien vs. Predator, which was releasing later that month in 2007. Scott Foy of Dread Central, an old website that reviews a lot of horror films, rated it 0.5 out of 5 stars. He called it neither fun nor exciting, nor scary, nor even so bad it's good. Foy said that insiders at the Asylum, the company that made this film, had written to him and they blamed the director Scott Harper for the film's problems. Just own it. It's all of your faults. Writing about films that feature hunting as their primary theme, author Brian Sen called this movie utterly dismal in every respect. So there you go. So some trivia on the Asylum, because there wasn't much trivia on this movie in particular. The Asylum's business model revolves around producing as many low-budget films as quickly as possible. Their films usually have a budget of $250,000 to $500,000, and they earn $150,000 to $250,000 in profit. So they make back their budget and they make $150,000 to $250,000 in profit. So a small profit, but they make so many of them that they produce dozens of films a year. So this model generates millions of dollars for this company. But it's a tight budget, tight model. So they got to make a little bit of profits. They have to be real careful of their budgeting and make it so fast that they make money off of it. The Asylum spends around 4 to 6 months making a film. It starts with the Asylum soliciting 100-word pitches from freelance screenwriters based on a story concept the studio's interested in. The studio then chooses the best pitch, and the chosen screenwriter produces a draft within 10 days. So that makes a lot of sense. This was written in 10 days. The Asylum's greatest success, as Steve mentioned, was in 2013 with the film Sharknado. And the Asylum is not affiliated with any industry trade unions other than SAG-AFTRA. So they don't use any union workers except for the actors. This means their employees will sometimes work up to 22 hours a day to get these things shot in a very short amount of time. So yeah, it's a fun, interesting company.
Oh my God. I'm not kidding. The guy that I told you, who I think wrote this, has been a producer on like 360 plus credits.
It's insane.
And once again, he is known, like he is notorious for being able to pump one of these things out in 4 weeks.
It's insane.
It's nuts. That also means that they don't film any more than they have to.
Oh, yeah.
Like none of this gets more than 1 or 2 takes.
Like,
none of
we're
this
not going
gets
back.
more than 2 angles.
Mhm.
Right. If that. Yeah, man. Bad. Real bad, guys.
Well, you got a bit for us, Steve?
I do. I've got some of my own trivia this week. I'm going to say Predator or Prey. I've just got some pub style trivia.
Nice.
I know you like pub trivia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It's got 5 questions and maybe it'll help you out at some point. All right. What large wild cat is known as the only truly social species of big cat?
Oh. I'm going to go with a leopard.
No, that's lions. Lions live
really?
in prides. Other large cats like tigers live alone for the most part. Occasionally they will live as family pairs. So like brothers will live together, sisters will live together. Same thing with cheetahs. But for the most part, most big cats are solitary predators.
Interesting. Go off on their own.
All right. Orcas are often called killer whales, but this is a misnomer because they're actually members of what animal family?
Mammals. No.
No. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. You would get this wrong.
But whales are also
but-
mammals, I guess. So not fish.
Yes.
The dolphin family.
That is right. Dolphin. Orcas are the largest member of the oceanic dolphin family, Delphinidae,
Okay.
which also contains porpoises and a few others.
Gotcha.
All right. In the ocean, what small fish often forms massive schools to avoid being eaten?
Piranhas.
I love that. I said in the ocean, so that should have been the clue. Not
piranhas not in
piranhas.
oceans.
No, they're in rivers.
Oh, sorry. Shows how much I know.
Sardines.
What is it?
Sardines.
Oh.
Their synchronized swimming creates what are called bait balls that are used to confuse predators,
Gotcha.
like dolphins and tuna. There's just so much movement that they can't separate one out, basically. All right. Which bird of prey can dive at speeds over 200 miles per hour?
Kingfisher?
Not a bad guess. No, the peregrine falcon.
Oh, damn. Those things are
It
scary.
is technically the fastest animal on Earth. During its dives, it can reach speeds of up to 240 miles per hour.
Holy crap. It's almost break the sound
Yeah,
barrier.
dude. Yep. Okay. Which insect mimics the appearance of a wasp to avoid being eaten?
Not a yellow jacket, I guess. What is it?
They're dicks too.
Yeah, they are.
It's called the hoverfly. You've probably seen them, whether you know them or not. They're harmless, but they've got yellow and black stripes that predators would rather not take a gamble on.
Fair. Smart.
See? All right. And final one. What venomous fish uses camouflage and lies in wait for prey in coral reefs? They are notorious in Australia.
Is it the stingray?
Oh, that's actually a really good guess. And rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
I know.
But no, it's the stonefish. They literally just look like rocks, but have a row of razor sharp barbs that stick out of their back. And they just sit in between rocks and wait for shit to step on them. That is their whole deal.
The food will come to me. It just takes a while.
Right. All right. That was a little bit of Predator Prey trivia.
Woo!
And I think that takes us to some radical recommends.
Woo.
Recommend.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend pleasant.
Well, I haven't been sleeping much and been working a ton and baby stuff. So I've been watching some shows. Just throw some shows out there that I've been enjoying the past couple of weeks. A couple things are on a Dropout TV, which I love, which is Smarty Pants, which I don't think I've talked about in the show before, but it's basically the premise is there's a popular thing some people do these days, which is like a PowerPoint party where you have your friends come over and you take turns giving a presentation on something random that you just want to talk about. Like I could do one on Bigfoot, or someone could do one on like the games of Fallout because they enjoy that, or the how to improve our government. It could be anything. So it's a group of comedians, improv comedians that come on the show. Some of them are Dropout regulars. Some of them are just stand-ups or other things. And they give a funny presentation about something that they're passionate about. And they're really random subjects, really funny like solutions to everyday problems. They're about like 10 minutes each. They have like 3 presentations an episode. And it's presented in a really fun way. Have you seen it, Steve?
Oh yeah. We love Dropout. My issue with Dropout, however, and Smarty Pants suffers from this, is that it can be hit or miss. Like it really depends on who's giving the presentation and what they chose. Some of them are truly brilliant. And go to places that you would never assume a presentation on something would be. My favorite being Jacob Wysoki's, which cryptid would be the best to get high with.
Yeah.
was his whole premise. And he just went like Bigfoot, Nessie, and just went down the list and gave why and why not they would be the best to get high with. So like there's some of that where it goes to areas, but some of them, it just feels like missed the mark.
Well, that's why I like it. That's why I like short film presentations, because it's like if one movie's not that great, it's going to be over in like 10 minutes. And so you see the next one's going to be good. So like, that one wasn't that great, but then the next one could be, mind bending, it could be impressive. Another show on Dropout I started watching is an older show, but I kept seeing it talked about in the Dropout forums and stuff, was Total Forgiveness, which was like kind of a College Humor original right before they turned into Dropout.
Yeah. Long way back.
Yeah. Grant and Allie, 2 of their longtime comedians there, were actually had tons of student loans. And so they went to Sam Reich, the CEO of Dropout, and said, hey, why don't we pitch a show where each of us challenge each other to do these crazy ass things each week. And if we do them, we get a certain amount of money to pay off our student loans from Dropout or College Humor at the time. And so they just keep challenging each other to do crazier and crazier things. And I'm only on like the 4th episode, but it's really crazy. And they talk about facts about the student loan crisis in America. And so it's like there's some serious commentary and some heartfelt moments, but also really funny shit that happens. So it's definitely worth watching. And then, of course, I think I might have mentioned before, but Bob's Burgers, just it's a fantastic family show. It's hilarious for adults and kids, and the family just really loves each other, and it comes across in every episode with great cameo.
I'm not gonna lie, it can be a little bit problematic for kids. I just want to put it
That's fair. Of a certain age, probably.
Yeah, because there are a lot of subtle sex things.
True,
that they throw in. That makes me go like,
I'd say maybe middle school and above would maybe be safe for that show.
Mind you, I'm not saying we don't watch it with my kids. We definitely watch it with my kids, but that's why I'm very hyper aware of like,
yeah, that's fair. But a fantastic cast and great guest cameos. I'll hear a voice and I'm like, I know that voice, and I'll look it up. And I'm like, oh, damn, it's that person. So definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Also, the new season of Make Some Noise on Dropout.
Oh,
real good so far.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the ones that it feels very consistent, regardless of who's on. One of the ones I think really suffers from the up down. That the ones I love, I really, really love. If you watch Very Important People,
yes, I watched the first season. I haven't seen much of the second season yet.
There are a few in there that are like truly genius pieces of comedy. Like in there, and between them is a lot of weird stuff that didn't quite work.
Right, that's why I like it, because it's trying. It's experimentation, and it doesn't always have to work perfectly. But yeah, I love the end of this first season was incredible with Brendan Lee Mulligan's caveman strange person.
Oh yeah, Ogden or whatever his name was. That was great. Who's paying me? Seriously, if I don't get paid, this is gonna be a problem.
I'm inside your mind right now. It's just me and you in here. Something just got really weird and trippy. It's hard to explain, folks. You have to watch it.
And we just started watching the I can't remember. It's the crowd work one. Is that what it's called?
Crowd Control.
Crowd Control. That one is running thin really, really fast.
The host isn't very good. And it's, there's comedians that just don't do very well with crowd work, which is just, the first episode knocked it out of the park.
Well,
but then
this most recent one, I don't think it's the comedian's fault. It's the premise. The premise was too thin. The one they did for Game Changers, which, mind you, I like this idea that they're using Game Changers as a platform to like launch.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Other things. It's clever and makes sense as to why they're spending so much money on sets and stuff now, because they know they're going to use it for something. But if in the making of the crowd work one for Game Changers, they went through this whole thing about how they had to really meticulously pick every single person in the audience and make sure placement was right and make sure that people were set correctly and the red shirts went to the right people and like all these things. And my immediate thought is you can't do that over and over and over again.
Yeah,
you
too much
can't
work.
consistently have high quality, super interesting people. And it has literally, this last time there was a comedian who kept calling on people and being like, your shirt says this, tell me about that. And they're like, well, I went to this place once. And they're like, that's it. All right, we're moving on. And like literally are just getting sick of talking to these people who have these crazy things on their shirts. And when they ask them about them, there's nothing to back it up.
Ugh, that's not good. It's not probably not going to last more seasons like other shows. Sometimes there's just misses.
It is not the comedian's fault. It is the premise's fault.
Yeah, it's
someone
impossible to
didn't
maintain.
think about how this was going to scale.
Yeah. And that's what happened with like the show Thousandaires was on there too, where you're given $1,000 to do something with your friends. And it was fun for a bit, but then it only lasted one season because it's just like there wasn't enough to go on, I guess. I thought it was a good premise, but just didn't quite work. So they have some shows they push out. They see what the reaction is, see if it's maintainable, and some of them just don't really stick.
Well, something I hadn't thought about that literally just happened is one of the guys from Dropout, I can't remember his name, is a new SNL cast member.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it made me have this moment of realization of I was like, this is going to be the first of many.
Probably.
Dropout is going to become one of the new havens for fresh comedy.
The problem is, though, they won't get any of the regulars at Dropout. Like a Brendan Lee Mulligan's never going to go from Dropout, where he's at now, to go to SNL, because he's probably making a lot more money at Dropout now than he would with SNL, because they pay the new cast members practically peanuts. So, I mean, you can get more exposure, so you could probably do movies and stuff. But yeah,
but no, you're right. The core cast that currently has their own shows, aren't going anywhere. But that isn't scalable, and that's the thing. You're going to have all these people that are rising talents that don't have a show to host, that don't have that thing to headline.
Right.
They're the ones that are going to be looking.
Yeah, and that's what Sam Reich wants. He wants them to be successful and move on. He's all about, and also he's like a profit share model with his employees and the people who work there. Like he shares the profits with people and everyone's like, this is an incredible business model. How is it going to last? How's it going to work? And it's just working great because everyone at the company is happy. And they actually noticed that a bunch of the cast members are having children like all at one time, because it's like they've always wanted to have kids, but they just could never afford it. And now that they work with a reliable, maintainable company who pays them well, they can actually have children. So they've all had kids like almost exactly the same time. It's really funny. Imagine how that works. You give people enough money to live and they can actually reproduce and be happy. It's crazy. But anyways, we digress. I think it's time for some trailer reviews.
All right. So typically we stick to movies, but this week the picking was a little thin, and there was something in TV land that I was very excited about. And that is the actual first trailer, like the real trailer for Stranger Things Season 5. Which I am so excited about. I was literally just telling Jarman, we just resubscribed to Netflix for 2 months so that we can watch, literally just so we can watch Stranger Things.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited. This trailer shows a scale that the show really hasn't known before, and honestly takes it in a direction that I wasn't anticipating. Like the town being on lockdown and that kind of stuff.
Oh, is that what's kind of happening? I had a hard time telling where things were happening.
Yeah, there's a whole Finn Wolfhard basically is like, I'm getting getting so pent up in here, and they show the gates and stuff. So I think it's like military quarantine.
That makes sense.
Because literally I thought this entire season was going to be the military had kicked everyone out and they had to try to break back in to do something. But that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
They're stuck inside.
They're stuck inside. So already it's like the premise is not what I assumed. Vecna looks big and scary. Big thematic echoes I'm sure we're going to see from earlier seasons. The Duffer Brothers are very, very good about that. And I'm excited for a show that knew what the ending was going to be.
Or, yeah, planning an ending appropriately and like making sure it ends well, you know, as opposed to not knowing nebulously when the show is going to continue or not. That is nice.
Yeah, and like the Duffer Brothers haven't known everything, but they've had big points, and they've said since the beginning they knew what the last 20 minutes of the show was going to be.
Nice.
So like they have a vision that they're working to get to. That doesn't always work out, but they have a vision, and they've done okay by me so far.
And they're going to get there. I think it looks really epic from this trailer. The only thing I worry about is that what was so magical about the show from the beginning was it had that feel of those old 80s movies and the kids and stuff like that. And there's a lot of levity and fun moments, and they had a lot of that in last season. So I'm hoping they still have some of that in this season, because this looks so dark and oppressive that I hope they have some fun moments and silliness that they had in the other seasons.
Yeah, they're introducing some younger cast members, some like new kids.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They were in the first trailer, like the teaser trailer, more than they were in this one. But if you watch for them, you'll see them. There's 3 or 4 of them. And I think that they have been brought in to give the fresh eyes and give that levity comedy piece that will allow the other characters, like the main characters, to be kind of
more
as
serious,
dark and as deep as they need to be.
And maybe to let them lighten up a little bit, because they'll see some of their old selves and these younger kids and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that's kind of just unfortunate for me is I've seen so much of Millie Bobby Brown in interviews, and she's so obnoxious and just pretentious and unlikable that it's going to be, I'm glad that her part in the show is someone who doesn't talk very much and who's like kind of a quieter, more intense character, because if she was like the main character where she was doing most of the dialogue, I would just have a hard time enjoying the season as much as I did in the past, because I just can't stand her. But other than that, great show. She's just kind of off the deep end.
Yeah. And the thing I've loved about Stranger Things is that now Vecna, but for a long time we didn't know that was who it was. The enemy is so unwielding, and you can't bargain with it. It has a drive that you can't understand, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, now we know that Vecna is Vecna and was the one pulling the strings all this time, but for 3 seasons we didn't know that that's who it was, and it was okay that we didn't know. Right? We didn't need to know why it was all happening. All we knew was there was this force that wanted into our world to do bad things. Mm-hmm. We didn't need more than that. So I'm just excited to see sort of the culmination of this villain.
Yeah,
in this finale.
It's a badass story they've told so far.
Yeah, and they're releasing it in 3 bits.
Right.
There's 7 episodes. 1, 2, 3 are releasing Thanksgiving. 4, 5, 6 are releasing Christmas, and then the final finale is releasing New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
That is why I think there are no big holiday movies this year. I genuinely think that everyone knows that everyone's going to be staying home to watch this shit.
I think it's beyond that, but yeah. But it's a big show. I mean, absolutely. But I just think movies in general are suffering all around in general.
Yeah, but you could always guarantee there was going to be some big thing Thanksgiving, some big thing Christmas.
And there's not much.
That was not a Christmas movie because parents had to find something agreeable to go to after Thanksgiving dinner. And I feel like that is just not the case this year.
Not much, yeah. Zootopia 3 or whatever.
Zootopia 2, thank you. Shakira plays a gazelle or something. I don't know. I know too much about that movie, admittedly. So I'm going to give this one Gary Busey sitting way too close to the TV and waiting for he just keeps refreshing Netflix to see if they've posted. Refreshing Netflix And Raul's back by his easy chair is like, Gary, do you need to sit that close to the television? And Gary's like, shut up, Raul! I have to be here when it's ready. And Raul just goes, okay, all right.
Calm down.
Yeah, so that's what I give it.
I'll give this one Raul Julia walking into his house to see 3 Gary Buseys. So that's a total of 4 stars if you're counting. But the Gary Buseys their noses are bleeding. They're staring at him, and he's like, okay, I know how to fix this. And he gets the table out, he gets the dice out, he starts a game of D&D. It calms the Buseys down, and they reform into one Busey again. And that's how they get control of Buseys in that household. It's D&D.
All the while, Gary's just eating the dice just as he goes. I like how they crunch. My teeth can bite through titanium.
It's true. Look it up. So that brings us to the end of episode 235. I will play on Nerds. Please join us next time. Coming out on Black Friday, we take a trip for the holidays, stuffed with surprises, potatoes, and Gina Gershon for the 2023 classic, already just 2 years later, Thanksgiving.
That's right. Who doesn't want a horror massacre film for the holidays?
We know we do, but finally it's a movie shot with a real high quality movie camera with actual actors you've heard of before, and we'll be able to stomach it while we're stomaching some food.
For our audience, I did tell Jarman that I couldn't do another film that looked like it was made on a VHS camcorder. I couldn't do another movie like that.
So many in a row.
So many in a row. Come on back. Join us for that and more. Be our nerdy audience. We will keep on coming back to be your nerdy co-hosts. Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?